So I do have a topic for this video, but I'm gonna preface it. Yeah, I have been hitting the bottle today, so if I'm slurring, you know what? I had a damn good reason. My ex is being a dick, and I shouldn't even go into it, but he pulled some shitty ass moves to try and get me to talk to him, where he pretended like his cat was dead, and apparently the cat's not dead, and he used his ploy to talk to me, and then called me a bad person for caring more about the cat than I do about him, even though he's an ex, and there's a reason he's an ex, and just bitch, hold my drink. So okay, yeah, that was a thing, and I had to hit the bottle to have the balls to tell him exactly what I thought, because apparently, like, ever since he caught wind that I'm dating somebody else, like, it's been his mission in life to, like, try to weasel his way back in, and I'm like, no, that ship sails, sir, and no, and by the way, no, I don't want to ride the crazy train again, so, no. And this is the watered down version of all this. If you guys really want to hear about it, I can bring up chat logs and shit, but I don't think anybody cares that much. So, yeah, so needless to say, I think I had a good reason today, because just, oh my god. Okay, so, zen, calm. No, my hair ain't cut, it's back, so, alright, okay, we can move forward. So, who got up early to watch the thing with the moon, the lunar eclipse, okay. It had a longer name. It was like the blue, blood red, supermoon, lunar eclipse. Like, yeah? Maybe? Maybe kinda sorta? I think that was it. Did I forget a word in there? I think that was all of it. And it only happens, like, once every, I don't know how many years, but, like, the next one's not happening until I think they said, like, 2028 or some shit. So it's gonna be a while. So, like, it was supposed to reach peak totality at, excuse me, at, like, 5 or 6 something this morning. I knew the time at the time, but I got up at 4 something so I could watch it, because I wanted to actually see it, because back when there was, like, that solar eclipse or whatever it was, like, last year, like, in the middle of the day, I watched the CNN feed of it, because I figured it'd be, like, a better view, which, to be fair, it probably was, but it didn't feel real. It just felt like I was watching a movie, and I felt gypped for it. So this time I was like, no, I'm not gonna watch the TV version, I'm gonna watch the real version. So I got up at 4 something, which, I mean, I've been better-ish lately at trying to not get up at 3 or 4 something, but today I got up at 4 something, and I decided to watch the eclipse, which wasn't even starting yet. Well, actually, yeah, it was. It was actually kind of sort of already working on getting into it. I don't know how early I would have had to have gotten up to, like, beat that entirely, but it wasn't, like, fully over the moon yet at 4 something. I think it was up at, like, 4:10 or some shit. I don't know. But it was early. So, so I got my coffee, and I got my iPod. Not that I could take pictures of it, because I've tried to take pictures of the moon, and they never turn out, even with my little, the clippy-on-y, I'd probably have an easier time just showing you, but it's supposed to, like, be a telescope you clip to your phone, but it doesn't line up quite right because it's cheap. It's supposed to be like a little bitty baby telezoom lens. So, I've used it before. It doesn't really, no. So I didn't even bother today. So I figured, screw it. You know what I am gonna use it for? Gonna play music during it, because every eclipse I've ever watched, I've had some sort of playlist going. Granted, not usually with my iPod. Usually I have either like mixtape CDs or my computer with me and I could just jump all over the place. But this time, it was so early in the morning, didn't even dawn on me to grab the computer, but I did have the iPod. Because that, made sense to grab first thing in the morning for whatever reason. Not that I usually do, but today it did. But yeah, I didn't think to grab the computer, so I didn't. So I was limited to what I could find on YouTube that I could play. Because I actually, on this iPod, I don't have my music collection on it. I have it on my old one, so I have all the space allocated for apps on this one, and my music on the other one. And the other one's the one that I like take to the dentist and shit. But yeah, so I did screw up one time and brought the wrong one and hated my life for every minute of it. That was just last year, so that sucked. But yeah, so brought my iPod and I scooched the, not ottoman, what's the word I'm looking for, the love seat, or entry hall, because they're like lightweight ones. They're like not even good. They were probably like you stage a house with furniture, but it's not like real furniture, it's like house staging furniture. When our house was built, the guy who built it, like, staged the entry hall with that stuff, and my dad liked it. It was like, can we just keep it? He was like, yeah, you can keep it if you want it. I mean, you have to buy it, but you can keep it. So we kept it, and we still have it. But it's really lightweight, so even I can scooch it around, so I will but I turned it around, and then I was facing the window that the moon was at, and I was like, perfect! And I had my iPod, and I brought up my YouTube app, and I just started playing moon songs. Any song I could think of that had moon in it, or space, but mostly moon, because that seemed the most relevant. I mean, I could come up with more space songs if I wanted to expand it, but basically what I've done with every eclipse I've seen, be it solar or lunar, I either have like some sort of mixtape, but there was one, I regret it to this day, I played 2 songs over and over again. Just non-fucking stop. I had like the Pink Floyd Echoes CD in, and I just played Sets the Controls to the Heart of the Sun and Eclipse. Over and over and over for about 3 hours non-stop. And then for years afterwards, I couldn't listen to either song. It's been enough years now to where I can do it, but it was a long time. One of the 2 songs made it into this one. The other did not. And actually, I could have easily thought of way more moon songs than what went on here. I went from the time that I sat my butt down in that chair to when the moon went down over past the horizon. Like when the sun was already up. So that was like 3 hours of music that I was just coming up with moon songs for, back to back to back to back. Yeah, it's great. And I was like, there were so many more that I wanted to play, but the moon went down, and now it's pointless now. So at that point, I just stopped. But yeah, if you have issues with my playlist, it's not that I forgot them, it's that the moon went down and there was no point to keep going. So, I went back through my YouTube history, and I wrote down the songs for it, and then I decided to make a playlist for you guys. If anyone wants to listen to that playlist, I actually went and made it a thing for you guys, so all you have to do is hit play and just let it go, and you can listen to what I listened to this morning. And I think it's pretty fucking rad, and you should listen to it and not skip through it, because I think you might find a new favorite song or something that you otherwise would never have given a chance to or even known of, that you might actually really like. So I think you should just listen to it and give it a chance. Don't skip past anything. Listen to it all in full. That is the important thing. I don't care if you're like multitasking, doing other shit while listening to it. Be my guest, but don't skip through it. Okay? Just trust me on this one. It's eclectic as hell, for years, I've called myself musically schizophrenic. Like, most would just say eclectic. I've long, since, like, my teenage years, called myself musically schizophrenic, because it's just that all over the place. And you know what? I'm good with that. I like that. I'm weird as hell, and I embrace it. So I'm gonna read to you what all is on it, but I'm also going to link in the description the link to where you can play this playlist. So, whoa! I forgot this table's broken, and I leaned my arm down too hard on it, and it went whoop! Which you all just saw, so I don't know how I'm telling you, but I need my dad to, like, give me some wood glue so I can fix it. I think it's the last time I'm gonna be able to fix this table, because we've done the toothpick thing through the screws so many times, so I don't think we can do it again. I think we gotta wood glue it this time, and after that, if it breaks again, I think I will sadly have to part with my cute little lavender peace sign table. I could probably buy another, but if I have to buy another table, I'd rather buy something that's not gonna fall the fuck apart in, like, 5 years. Just a thought. I've only had this, actually, maybe it's been a little longer than that, but not by much. So, maybe it's been 5 years, I don't know, but somewhere around there, and it should not have fallen apart that fast. Just saying. I have not been that rough with it. I use it for filming on. It's nothing that rough. So, I don't know why it fell apart, other than it's chipboard, and chipboard's crap. But anyway, so, what all do I have on this playlist? Well, I'll start off with David Bowie's Space Oddity, because you have to have David Bowie when you're watching any sort of space anything, okay? End of. I could have done an entire playlist of just David Bowie and been perfectly happy, but I kind of wanted to, like, go more specific, so start off with that. I think everyone collectively knows Space Oddity, even if you don't know it by title. Ground Control to Major Tom. You freaking know it. You know it. You'll know it when you hear it. Trust me. You fucking know it. Then we have Paul McCartney's Sea Moon, because we are looking out the window and seeing the moon. I'm gonna be honest with you. Normally, that song annoys the crap out of me. I will be 100% honest with you. But I included it because it's a moon song, and it jumped to mind really freaking quick. Probably because it annoys me so much, but I figured, you know what, I'll just listen to it and get it out of the way quick and early and do the thing. And yeah. So then, we have Dean Martin's That's Amore, which does not have moon in the title, but it does mention the moon over and over. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie. Come on! It fits. It fits. They even mentioned it on the news yesterday when they were talking about moon songs, when they were talking about the eclipse before it even happened. And I was like, see, they agree with me. It's relevant. It fits. So then, one that you've probably never heard of, unless you're me, is the Dudley Moore Trio's Moontime. And it's from the Bedazzled soundtrack. Again, even if you've seen Bedazzled, you probably don't know it by title. But I'm me, and I'm that big of a nerd. It doesn't even have words, it's just instrumental. Don't fucking care. I included it. Then I had Liza Minnelli doing Harvest Moon. Self-explanatory. I have Judy Garland doing Moon River, because why not have Liza and Judy back-to-back, mother and daughter, you know? You know. Then I have Paul McCartney again doing Blue Moon of Kentucky, which not only is it a moon song, it's even Blue Moon, which this was. So, you know, it works twice. And then we have, you laugh at me, Dennis DeYoung doing Desert Moon, which, yes, he's the guy from Styx. Don't fucking judge me. And I have Mike Nesmith doing Silver Moon. So, you know, I literally just watched him do that a few nights ago, so why not? I probably could have found video of him from that exact show if I'd looked for it, but I just went with, like, the Live at the Brit version, because, yeah. Then there's The Police doing Walking on the Moon, which is another of those songs that you may not know it by title, but the second you hear it, you're like, oh, that song. Yeah. I also had, this one's more obscure, George Harrison's Here Comes the Moon. You've all heard of Here Comes the Sun, but like how many of you knew he also did a song in his solo career called Here Comes the Moon? And no, it's nothing like Here Comes the Sun, a completely 100% different song. Yeah. So that's the thing, and I included it because yay. And then I have Bowie again with Life on Mars, which although it's not a moon song, it's a space song, and you know what? I freaking love Life on Mars, so don't you judge me, and I will take any excuse to put David Bowie in anything, anytime. End of. So that's the thing. And then I have Ozzy Osbourne doing Jump the Moon, which I know most of you are like, no, there's a better song you could have done. And I'm like, I know. I have it later on. More like when the moon started reaching peak totality, so it's there. We haven't gotten to it yet, but I feel like less people know Jump the Moon. I went through a huge Ozzy Osbourne phase, so I still really like Ozzy, but I mean, in my teens I was like hardcore into Ozzy, so yeah, I know some of the more obscure stuff. And then we have, again, the Dudley Moore Trio doing Fly Me to the Moon. And you're like, why wouldn't you use Sinatra? I did. Later. We're getting to it. I tried not to repeat too many songs, but there was a couple where I could not sit with myself until I went back and did a separate version of them that I had still thought of after doing, like, the first one that I had picked, and then was like, no, I should really do this one too. So there's a couple that show up more than once, but for the most part, I tried to not repeat. So I then have the Beatles. Well, really, it's the Threedles, because it didn't have John. It's from, like, the filming of the anthology, doing Blue Moon of Kentucky, which, yes, I know, I had Paul doing already, but this is with the guys, so. And then I have Liza Minnelli doing Blue Moon, which is from her very first album she ever did. She's still got her baby voice there. I freaking love her version of that song because it's so damn cute. So don't write it off immediately. Just, hang with me. Like I said, do not skip through this. Just listen to it and appreciate it for what it is. I made this as a gift for you guys. And then I have Dudley Moore doing How High the Moon. Self-explanatory. And it's on The Muppet Show, so, there's that. And then we have Bowie again doing Starman. Because I freaking love Starman. That's the funny thing, is that I didn't used to be that wild about that song till after he died, and all of a sudden it, became my new favorite. I don't know when that happened. I mean, I always adored Bowie. You guys who've known me for years know damn well. He was possibly one of the first ever males I was attracted to, so I've always adored Bowie, but, yeah, that. So, Starman's on there. Then we have Paul McCartney again doing It's Only a Paper Moon from his Kisses on the Bottom album. So that's a more recent one. That's from 2012, I want to say. And yeah, it's the first song on that album, I think, but yeah, it's a good song. There's other versions of it, obviously. He did not write it. It that whole album was him covering, old standards, except for, the My Valentine song he wrote, but everything else on it, I think, were all, covers of standards. But, then we have Sinatra doing Fly Me to the Moon. I told you it's there. Just further down the list. And we have Judy Garland doing Old Devil Moon, which I was so torn between, do I use Judy's? Or do I use the version from Finian's Rainbow with Petula Clark? And, I was like, if the moon had stayed up a teeny bit longer, I would have also included that one. For even one song's worth longer, I would have also had that one. But not quite. So I went with Judy. But yeah, it's a good version. So then I have the Beatles doing Mr. Moonlight, but because it's YouTube, I couldn't use the album version. I had to use one from back when they were playing the Cavern Club, which, I mean, is still good, and might be newer to some of you than the one on Beatles for Sale, so just saying. Then Then we have Ozzy Osbourne doing Bark at the Moon, which is the one you all probably thought I was gonna say when I originally said Ozzy before. So, you know, it's there, and we all love it and adore it, and it's there. I did not forget. And I waited till it was, like, starting to get real red and, like, totality of the eclipse to get to that one. Like, I was holding off. I had thought of it earlier, but I was like, no, I want to wait till the right timing. And then, when it reached full totality, Roger Daltrey's Under a Raging Moon, which I realized was his tribute to Keith Moon, but yes! Like that one. Yes! So perfect for it! Backed with Pink Floyd's Eclipse, because we were at the height of the eclipse, so I had to. Just once, but still. And then, actually, I mean, one of these days, I'll probably listen to all of Dark Side of the Moon during an eclipse. I don't know why I haven't done it before. The thought always occurs to me, but then I'm like, no, I have a better idea, and I do whatever the better idea is, but I'm sure someday I'll do that. But today was not that day. I mean, obviously, I have listened to all of Dark Side of the Moon. I own the damn album. I've had it since I was 14, so it's not like I am oblivious of it. Just, this is for my I almost said set list. This is not a set list. This is a playlist. Thank you. For this particular eclipse. So, you know, that's a thing. So then I have David Bowie again with Moon Age Daydream, or Moon Age Daydream, depending who you ask. Doesn't matter which one I say. I always get somebody telling me I say it wrong no matter which one it is, so it's there, regardless. From The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust. Which, yeah. Okay. And then we have John Lennon's Instant Karma, which is probably like, why? Because the chorus of the song is, and we all shine on like the moon and the stars and the sun. So, I mean, it made sense in my head, so I included it. And then we have Sinatra again, also doing Blue Moon. It's the only repeat of that one. And then we have Mike Nesmith doing El Dorado to the Moon, which is just a freaking adorable song with an even more adorable video, and I kept getting really distracted by the video and trying to not look at it and just look at, you know, the moon out the window. And then, because I'm me, I included Christopher Cross doing Arthur's theme, because, you know, the entire chorus of the song is when you get caught between the moon and New York City, and, you know, it's my favorite song in the entire friggin' world, so I will slip it in anywhere that I can find a reasonable excuse to. So, and then I have Liza Minnelli doing Dancing in the Moonlight. Again, self-explanatory. Then a weirder one is Paul McCartney doing Monkberry Moon Delight, from his Ram album, back when he was still drinking hardcore after the Beatles breakup. And it shows during this, but it had Moon in it, so I included it. And then we have a John Lennon demo of Howling at the Moon. And then I have Styx doing Behind the Moon. And as I saw the moon just starting to go over the horizon, I was like, crap, I gotta wrap it up. What should I end it with? So I went with Kay Thompson, of all people, doing Moonglow, because hers, so far, of the different versions of that song I've heard, I think hers is my favorite. I'm not just being biased because it's Kay. It's just really good. I mean, Doris Day would probably be my second choice, but I went with Kay for this. So, and since especially I knew a lot of you probably haven't heard Kay before, good to include hers. So, that is what all is on it. So again, I'm linking that playlist down in the description so you guys can hear it and listen to it and enjoy it and hopefully find something you've never heard before out of it. And even if you know everything on it by some fluke of a chance, hopefully listen to the whole thing anyway and enjoy it. So, anyways, I think that's about it. So, as usual, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you're not already and you'd like to be, click subscribe, leave comments down below. Did you watch the lunar eclipse? Did you get up early? How early did you get up? Especially if you're in different time zones. This should be very interesting. What time was it for you? Ooh, sorry. What time was it for you to get up and watch the eclipse? I'm really interested because I'm on the West Coast. I'm in California, so I had to get up real early. But like, if you're on the East Coast, that's not so early for you. Like the time it ended for me is around the time it would have started for you. And who knows if it was even visible at that time for you, which would have really. Or wait, no, wait. Would it have still happened when it was dark out for you, and it just happened for you guys first, and then happen? No, that doesn't make sense. So I was like, wait, did it happen for you guys first and then happen out here? But I was like, wait, no, obviously it's gonna happen for everyone at the same time, so that doesn't make sense. So, alright, better question. If you were like on the East Coast or somewhere where it would have been like light out when it started, were you guys able to see it? Or did you only like get to see news coverage of it? I'm really intrigued by this now, so please actually answer this question down in the comments for me, because this is going to really bother me to not know it now that I've thought of it. And especially if you're like in another country, like England or something where you're 8 hours ahead. Like, I really, really, really want to know, okay? So just, yeah, humor me on this one. So, yeah, comments down below. And make sure you follow my social media accounts. They're all listed down in the description. And if you like what I do here on this channel and you'd like to help support it, the donation link is also down in the description. Anyway, guys, till next time.